Bored of that video now. Hello, it's Mark. Welcome to another week here, Big Man in the Woods, 8th of June, 2023. We're back. It was half term last week, so lots to catch up on. Talking about a book that I'm currently reading that we'll be using at Scouts tonight. And we got 2 new games tonight. 2 new games. Check these out. I've been making these this afternoon. So it's called My Favorite, and I've got a spinning wheel, all right, preloaded with some questions. I spin it, and I've got to answer my favorite, whatever the question is. And in game 2, I'm loving this one. Pretty obvious. Top 3, spin it around, see what it comes up with. Well, it might be my top 3 books or my top 3 knots or something. And I've got to tell you my top 3. So we'll be doing that later on in the next half an hour here at Big Man in the Woods Live. But first of all, as always, I want to know by clicking on this button, where are we all tuning in from? And a heads up, the Beavers are very noisy tonight because they've been away for a week. They haven't seen each other, so they've got a week of catching up. So they're quite noisy down there, but let's see where everyone is tuning in tonight around the world, wherever. Come on, let's see where people are tuning in from. I want to know. We have got Adam tuning in from Margate, in it. Adam, hello there, my friend. Hope you're all doing well. Anyone else going to tell us, or you're going to be secretive? Looks like you're all being secretive tonight, but hey, it don't matter. You don't need to share the love. Don't worry. I just talk to myself, just me and Adam. Absolutely fine. So let's talk about this book. Dan's tuning in from SAX. Dan Silverback, how you doing, man? Ange, funky graphics tonight, Mark. Yes, we got 2 new games, Ange, that we'll be playing. My favorite and top 3. But let's talk about the book. I've had this for a while, the Ordnance Survey puzzle book. I got it for a Christmas present, actually, long time ago. But it's not a storybook, so it's not a book that you can kind of pick up and read at like bedtime or whatever. So it's been on the shelf for some time, and you think, actually, this will come in handy for Scouts. And tonight, before half term, the week before, Scouts are doing map reading using, check this big boy out. We got one of these gigantic, I'll hold it the right way, silver compasses. Look at that. That's the size of my hand, and the dial's bigger. So Scouts have been using the compass. Obviously, it's not real. It's just, we're not that clever. It's just a Perspex compass, just to show them it's easier to do some demos. So they've been learning about how to use a map and compass. You know, we've got a whole lot of old retro. Check that retro one out. That's quite cool. Look at that scouting. Can you see that branding? That's old school, isn't it? Proper vintage. So they've been learning about the compass. And then this book has some really cool questions and quizzes and just the way to teach Scout, well, anyone actually, map reading. And it's a really good reminder. Back to basics. There's tricky questions, easy questions. Just have a play around with it. And that's what we're going to do with Scouts tonight. We're doing map and compass. Learn the basics, and then out and about to do some geocaching and then kind of make it a bit more modern. Do you know what I mean? So we'll be doing that. But interestingly, I was reading facts about the timeline of the Ordnance Survey. I won't bore you too much, don't worry. But interestingly, don't know if you can see that. In 1810, the Ordnance Survey name appears for the first time on the 1-inch map of the Isle of Wight and the Port of Hampshire. So if you're going to do a quiz night or pub quiz, good one. What was that? 1810. Can you believe that? Ordnance Survey has been around all those years. So that's what we're doing with Scouts tonight. Nice bit of map reading, vintage map reading tonight. Ian's tuning in from Ohio, Canada. Hello. We have got Doug down by the shopping center in Bicester. Loving that. Bicester. Dan, I've got the book plus the puzzle tour written. Yes, the puzzle tour is really good. I'm loving that book. Loving that. It's really hot up in here tonight, so you're going to hear me slurping away. Other brands of energy drinks are available. No tea tonight because I had an electrician here tonight, so I was doing some scouty maintenance of the hall, changing these horrible strip lights to LED lights. Love that puzzle book. Yeah, it's brilliant, Mandy. I love it. It's a good one, huh? It is a good one. Roger, tuning in from Hounslow, just down the road. I should put my head out the window and shout, hello, you are there. Right. So, shall we play our first game? First one to choose. We can either play my favorite or top three. Have you got the stick book? Stick book of what, Ange? I don't know. I'm not sure what the stick book is. You can choose. First one to comment. Am I gonna play favorite game or top three? First person to comment will get to choose the first game that we're gonna play tonight. Who's gonna do it? Fine. I need that ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Anyone playing? No. All right. I am going to pick. Actually, what's that saying? Book of things to do with stick. Oh yeah. No, I've got it. It's probably that size as well, isn't it? I think it's green. Yeah, no, I have got it. And that's where I got the idea of doing stick frame or something like that. Alfie, hello. How are we doing? Alfie, I was with Graham last week. We had a few beers over bank holiday. Right. So no one's choosing. I'm going to choose. We are going to do. My favorite. All right. So that's what we're going to play. My favorite. Let's get the wheel up. If I click this button, are you ready? You can play along if you want to. I've got to make sure. Here it is. Let's see. Is this the one? Let's make it even bigger. My favorite. So we've got a whole lot of things on there. What have we got? My favorite scout badge. My favorite camp blanket badge. My favorite knot. My favorite. I don't know. There's lots of my favorites. Right. So let's spin the wheel. See where is it gonna stop. My favorite. This is not very easy. My favorite scout badge or achievement. Hello, tuning in from Aberdeen. Good evening. All right, so my favorite scout badge or my favorite scout achievement. My favorite scout badge is a really simple one. Is the membership badge. I was gonna touch there. I don't have it on my t-shirt just because it's the one badge that unites all of us, isn't it? In the whole of the scouting around the world, we have different patches on our arms, and America's scouts have this different badge and that different badge, but we all have the same membership badge. So I'd probably say that is my favorite badge. What about you guys? How would you choose your favorite badge? Would you say it? Am I right? This one here. Let's see how people are going to comment on your favorite scout badge. Comment below. Let's have a look. So as I say, my favorite badge is the membership badge. If you want me to be even particular, we can go a bit more diving. Andrew's saying first nights away. Yeah, love it. My favorite badge is the World Scout badge. Absolutely. The membership badge has that rope that signifies the whole the scouting family with the friendship knot, the knot that you couldn't get untied. Doug is saying the wood badge. Nice. Love that. But now it's going to be changing, isn't it? So Scout Leader, you don't have to get that. Yeah, the reef knot. What did I say? Did I say something else, Ange? I meant the reef knot. Must have said something else. Catherine is saying, my favorite badge is the Queen Scout Award. Ooh, Beaver's a noisy. Yes, Queen Scout Award. Loving that. Beautiful. And now people are earning the new King Scout Award. Mandy, gotta be really careful on this badge because whenever I say it, I always say the wrong word. Naturalist. Naturalist. See? Naturalist. See, I said it straight away. Love getting the Cubs connected with nature. Yes. And you know what I'm doing? I've got some calico cloth. I think it's called calico, 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 and it's very absorbent. And I'm going to be doing, you know, when you go and get the leaves from the oak trees and things like that, and you put it over the calico under the material, and then beat it with a hammer, and then it takes that imprint and the ink from the leaves onto the material, and it makes a nice little, you know, you could maybe put it up in the back here, make some bunting or something. We're going to be doing that this weekend with my kids. There's calico. Hapazon. I have no idea what you're talking about, Mandy, but lovely. Right, let's get rid of that. We have talked about my favorite badge. So yes, let's find out what's happening in the world of scouting. So let's find out scout news. Nothing really that much, actually, apart from there's this weird thing going around on the net about the Jam Road-Poli being out and about at a scouting event. Oh, the mechanic badge in scout. Do you know what? I've never ever done a mechanics badge. It's one of those badges that I'm like, do I want my scouts tinkering with my car? I'm the only leader here that drives, so I'm the only one that has a car. I don't want the scouts diving in my engine and taking my wheel off and disconnecting the brakes or something. Manny, that's what you just described. Lead bashing is called Hapazon. Learn something new. Lead bashing. Leaf bashing. I'm not lead bashing. Leaf bashing. Not lead bashing. Hapazon. Okay, nice. Dominic, the backwards cooking badge for Cubs. Love it. See, I was right. Mandy was wrong. Leaf bashing, not lead bashing. What's Anne saying? Anne saying, took my Cubs to the local garage to watch a tire being changed once. They loved it. But my scouts start at 7:30 and all the garages around here close at 6 or whatever. I've got to work out a way that we can do the mechanics badge. That's a really useful badge, isn't it? For maybe explorers getting ready to fix cars and motorbikes and stuff like that. But yeah, I've got to work out a way that scouts can do it. I'm going to ask Dan, Silver End Scouts. You have an answer to every badge. Have you ever done the mechanics badge with your scouts? If so, comment below or send me an Instagram post like you normally do, because it'll be an interesting badge to do. I've not done it. Young leader, nice. I've got a vlog coming up very soon. I've got to record it this weekend. It was a question asked on a YouTube video of mine about. No, it was on a TikTok. It was a TikTok message, actually. A young leader contacted me on TikTok asking, how can a young leader be the best? Like, what do we expect from a scout leader, from a young leader? So I'm going to record a video this weekend about what I think makes an awesome young leader and what we want as a scout leader from the young scout leader. So it's not like what we expect, what we want you to, it's what we would like. It's all about kind of getting dug in, jumping in, getting involved, not just standing there on your phone, texting away. You know, what do we want you to do? And what do you want to get from it as well? Because we don't want you just to make juice and run a game. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm going to be doing this weekend. What makes an awesome young leader? Catherine, we started Squirrels this week. It was amazing. If you're not already on board, give it a go. It's worth it. Lots of fun. Loads of very excited kids. Good times. Catherine, I'm not being sold on this squirrel thing at the moment. I've got them at home. I've got them in home. I don't want to come here. But yeah, lots of people are doing it. Lots of people are enjoying it. Right, here we go. I told you. Dan will have an answer. We have done it. We don't have to change the wheels part of the scout kits. One of the assistant leaders is there we go. Done it. One of the assistant leaders is a tire fitter. So perfect base for him to run. No. My assistant scout leaders, we've got Ray who runs Cotswold shop. So that's quite useful to get a bit of discount. And we've got Alex who's a copper. So we don't have any tire fitters. But if you didn't have a tire fitter, Dan, how would we run it? How would we run it? Do you like scouts or the guys better? Do you think they should merge? Oh, this is controversial. Because if you watch my video that I did with Matt Hyde, excuse me as I slept because it's hot up in the loft. I talked about this. I asked him, why aren't the Scouts and Guides merging? If we do the same thing, it was set up by the same founders, brother and sister, and we do the same things, we're taking young people out and giving them those experiences and skills for life and stuff. It's a hard one, because if you talk to guide leaders, they have a different answer to scout leaders. I think we have a lot of Girl Scouts in my troop, and they've left guides because it's too girly, too arts and crafty. They want to get out in the woods, they want to do camping and stuff, and they want to just be scouts, and they want to hang around with boys. But then when you speak to guide leaders, they say that girls need their own space. They need to be with girls and do girl stuff and be away from boys and just have their own personal space rather than constantly being mixed up. So my personal answer, should guides and scouts merge? Then yeah, I don't see what's the point. We're running the same programs, like the same ideas, the same aspirations. Adults want to pass on their skills for young people, whether you call them skills for life in the scout branding or whatever the girl branding is. I can't remember what their tagline is. It's the same thing, isn't it? It's the same concept. So personally, should scouts and guides merge? Yes, I think they should. But you've given me a good idea. I'm just taking a photo of this because I'm going to do a vlog about this because it's a good one. But there's a whole charity, isn't it? When I spoke to Matt Hyde about how they do it, they run side by side. Matt Hyde, the chief exec of scouting, works quite closely with the lady who's just taken over girl guiding. They talk a lot. I don't know. It's a hard one. So I'm going through these comments. Ange, I wonder if we could find out the average age of a scout leader in the UK compared to the average age of guide leaders. Why? Is that a problem? What do you know? Are you saying, I don't know. Will you quote me in if you make a vlog? Absolutely. I just need to work out how you pronounce your name. Galball. I don't know. I'll work it out. But yes, I will quote you. No problem. So going back, Andy's trying to find out what is the average age of a scout leader compared to a guide leader. And I think what she's trying to hint at is that the guide leaders are quite old from what my experience is. I don't know. I could be quite wrong. Right, Dan, let's go back to some of these comments. I take one of my classic cars along there, simple and basic, no electronics or anything they can mess up. No scouts are touching my car. Honestly, no scouts are touching my car. No. Terry, get involved with a district or county. Maybe there's a mechanic spanner twisting type person nearby in another group. Is that the technical word, Terry? A mechanic spanner twisty type person? Again, I think that's what we need to do. And I was talking about it to reaching out. Who was I reaching out to? Can't remember. And people are asking about why can't, if I want to do this, I can't do it. And I can't do this and I can't do that. And I was saying, just asking the district, asking the county, if you want to do archery or rifles or catapults or something, just because your group doesn't have it, go to the district. There must be someone in the district who has an archery license or archery permit. No? Okay, go to the county. Guaranteed there'll be at least 2 people in your county that will be able to take them archery or rifle shooting, canoeing or something like that. So maybe instead of just looking at your group, step out into your district. No, step out in the county. You definitely have someone in your county that can do stuff. So yeah, absolutely, Terry. I'm just not sure that if I go and ask in the county, is there a mechanic spanner twisting type person? I'll get the right person. Yeah. Like girl. Goal. Why am I saying it in some weird accent? Jason, our scout group do a few events with the guides. Yes, when we do our district camping competition, so it's the scouts in my district, and we have 3 or 4 guides. They come along and do the camping competition alongside with us as well. Dan saying, why not ask if any parents are grease monkeys? Is that what we're calling mechanics, grease monkeys? Put a shout out on your parent Facebook page. Absolutely. Catherine, I was a guide and a scout. They share the same values, but offer very different support to young people. I spoke to the girls recently who who value their guiding time as so special. I also have girls in my troop who just want to be scouts. We have room for both organizations, in my opinion. There's the answer, you know. But then if we ask someone else, they'll have another different answer. And we'll ask someone else, and they'll have a different answer. So I don't think there is an actual answer. You know, is it best for Girl Guides and Scouts to amalgamate? I don't know. You're gonna get different people. I guess it was back when girls were invited into Scouts. A lot of Scout leaders were probably upset and not happy with it. And now you'd never question it, would you? You know, why are girls excluded from Scouts? But it seems to be that it's okay for boys to be excluded from the Girl Guides. We're not going to get into that. Right, Dominic, I suppose with the mechanic badge, a local college that offers a mechanic course might help running the mechanics badge over a couple of years. Yeah, that's a good idea, Dominic. Reach out to a local college, see if there's someone out and about. I'm pretty sure if I ask the parents, there'll be a parent who tinkles with the cars, you know, who might not be a mechanic, but likes tinkling around with the engines and fixing things and stuff. So it's just one of the badges that has never crossed my mind to do. So, yeah. Is a mechanics badge, I guess it's got me thinking, when is the best time of the year to do a mechanics badge? Because it's outside. I'm guessing spring, summer is better, maybe a bit of autumn, but definitely not in the winter because it's raining and you can't guarantee. You don't want to, you know, scouts going under the bonnet of the car when it's raining and stuff. I don't know. Is that such a thing? Is that such a thing that you look at badges and you try and plan it around the time of the year? So hence why we're doing map reading, geocaching. Now it's coming spring, summer, because we can more or less guarantee. I've said it now, haven't I? I was about to say we can guarantee there'll be no rain, but there'll be rain now. Well done, Mark. But no, there's some badges, isn't there, that you look and think actually that's more of an indoor badge. Arts and craft badge. Let's get them indoors and stuff. Oh, Dan is saying, didn't Halfords offer one evening towards the badge? I'm sure that's the cyclist badge, Dan. Pretty sure. Okay, local high schools here have a mechanic program. Oh, really? Okay, I remember actually my friend Michael, when I was at secondary school, him and Jeff, they went off to do a mechanics badge on, I think it was Monday afternoons or something. They went off to do that for a few weeks. Right, Alpha Lux, hello Alpha, best division. Alpha, where in the world are you? I'm only asking that because you're asking the word division, and in the UK we don't use the word division, but we use section. So what's the best section? Squirrels, beavers, cubs, scouts, explorers, network. You're asking me for my personal opinion? Scouts, because I'm a scout leader. If you're going to ask someone else, Blue Ninjas who are downstairs are too noisy for me. Alpha's in the UK. Oh, okay, cool. That's cool. But yes, we call it the sections. So sections are squirrels, beavers, cubs, scouts, explorers, network. For me personally, scouts. Because I love it. Just get squirrels, beavers for me are too young. They're too noisy. Beavers are so noisy. Cubs, they're okay. They're just getting to that age where they want to learn. But for me, scouts, they're just at that age where they're not just getting to that kind of grumpy age, a teenage. They get to that just as they come to the scouts, in my opinion. So we get them from 10 and a half, and you see them really quiet, not really believing in themselves. And when they leave at 14, they're kind of, hopefully you would see them as a stronger character and turning into a better young person. And then you get explorers and they get grumpy, and then they find boys and girls, and then they got GCSEs, exam seasons, and then they don't come, and then and then they're just, when I've worked with explorers, when I've gone and taught them firelighting and first aid and some other bits, they're a bit like, like what's the thing called, Kevin and Perry. They just remind me of them, and also probably what I was like as a teenager. Alpha saying she likes next word. Why am I saying she? I don't know if you're a she. It's irrelevant. But you prefer network. Nice. Melody, hello from Mauritius. Melody, whoa. Melody, can you message me, because I would love a scout badge for Mauritius. I would love a district and county badge from Mauritius. I've never had anyone tuning in from Mauritius. So, Melody, if you find me on Big Man in the Woods, send me a message, and I'd love to PM you and exchange badges. I'm a bit of a swapper, yeah, badge swapper. Thank you, Melody. Right, your question. Hello, Mella from Mauritius. If we were to add this badge to our program, what would the age be for your target for the mechanic badge? So mechanics badge. What we've heard is from Cubs. So Cubs is from 8 till 10.5. I'm Scouts, so that's 10.5 to 14, and then Explorers. I don't think they do it in Beavers. I'm pretty sure they don't do it in Beavers, but yes, they do it in Cubs. So definitely from the age of 8. Mo tuning in for Bedfordshire Scout Leader. Hey, Mo, lovely to see you. Cubs are cool. You can bluff your way out of any question. Oh yes, it's just when they ask a question, isn't it? And you can just say anything, and they have no idea. And then when they get to Scouts, they kind of start knowing a little bit extra about the world, and they know some extra, probably some things that you don't know. And yeah, I can understand what Angie's saying on that one. Excuse me. Alpha is a boy. Alpha, it's he. My apologies, Alpha. Catherine, favorite section Beavers, but I love the transformation to Scouts where you can really see the child becomes a young adult. Absolutely, and I see it now, and we've got young leaders who come and help us. Then they go off to university, and I stay in touch while they're in university. Then they come back as a leader, and you think, wow, I remember you walking in this shy little 10.5-year-old, didn't want to say hello, and now you're back, less than 10 years. And now you're helping me run the troop, and that's just brilliant, and I love it. And just seeing that young person grow, into secondary school, and then they go off and do A levels, and then they message you. One of my best stories about this is I had a scout here called Nima, and Nima was telling me that he wanted to be a doctor, and I inspired him. And I'm welling up a little bit because it's amazing, and I love it, and I'm getting a bit teary. Because I arranged for some work experience in my hospital. He went off, and now he's doctor. He's a doctor, and he's especially in radiology. And I remember him talking to me, Mark, it would be amazing if we worked together in the same hospital as anaesthetist, and it would be brilliant. And I spoke to him just a few weeks, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, just catching up with him, and he's just saying how he's loving being a doctor. He loves the hospital environment. And I just think, wow, in the 14 years of being a scout leader, how I remember Nima as a little scout, and now he's a doctor, and he could have the potential of working next to me. And I inspired him to go into medicine, and it's just brilliant. And I love those stories. And we all have those young people. We all see them. Maybe you're in a village, and you see them growing up into a young person, and the next thing you're in the pub. And you see them next to you, and they're like, "Oh, hello, Arkayla. Hello, Skip. Here's a pint." You see them out and about, and I see it where I live in London. You still see those people locally, and you just think, "Look at them now. They were just amazing." You've gone from a little person now to an adult, and they've got a business, or they're driving a car or something, and you're like, "Well, that's making me feel old," but it also makes you feel proud. Right, we've got 5 more minutes, and I've got one more game to play. Mo is saying, "Hi, Melody. My name is actually Marita." Nice. Gonna join Scouts soon. Love it. Awesome. Mo, looking forward to camp next week, teaching young people and their parents with activities. So rewarding the young parents, seeing the parents' faces light up when they find out we teach. Love it. Awesome. Brilliant. Doug, Scout Mechanic Badge, explain the outline requirements for an MOT. Oh, God. MOT. No. Yep, one of my original Explorers is now engineering Tesla. Oh wow, Tesla, that's beautiful. Another has a daughter, and so many are finishing up university and starting their own lives. And then I hear the stories from scout leaders of when that person comes back with their young children. So you looked after them in Beavers or Scouts or wherever, and now they're bringing their young child to your section. Loving that. Alpha, love your vids. They're amazing. Thank you very much, Alpha. Brilliant. Thank you very much. That's why we do it. Right, are you ready for the last game? This last game is this one. No, we played that one. Is this one. Top 3. Right, if I click this button and this button and click this one is called the top 3. So we've got top 3 survival skills, named top 3 camping, some 3 knots, 3 essential biscuits, top 3 tips for, I don't know. Let's just play it. Oh, I don't know what this one is. And I put them all in. Top 3 fun and educational activities for scouts in the great outdoors. Mark, why have you done this? Top 3 educational activities for scouts in the great outdoors. Okay, so thinking about it, number 1, we got some navigation. So we must teach our young people about navigation, yeah? That's better. Itchy nose, it's dusty up here. So yeah, teach them basic map reading and not making them learn to guarantee to use a phone, to use technology. So I think learning really back to basics navigation is a must in the outdoors. My second one, which should actually be number 1, is first aid. Teach them first aid and teach them proper first aid that they will actually use in the outdoors. Well, we're in the forest, wherever, sprains, trips, burns, that kind of thing, concussion if they hit a tree. So real life scenarios, first aid scenarios. So that's top 3. And the third one, of course, I'm a big lover on teaching fire lighting. So maybe fire lighting, we could play the limbo game where they burn the sisal, or a new one where they make a fire big enough to burst a water balloon that's in the pyramid. I'm going to do a video on that one. Kelly Kettle challenge, maybe cooking on an open fire. So we've got a bit of cooking and a bit of fire. So they're fun. I would say they were my 3. Whoops, beavers are really getting told off. Those are my 3 educational activities. So map reading, first aid, fire lighting, strike, cooking. Let's see what you guys are suggesting. You're almost on. Thanks. So Alison is saying map reading, fire lighting, camping. 2 out of 3. Love it. Angie's saying learning to tie knots. You don't need to offer them, but they might be needed to hold your trousers up one day. And also things like lashing when in the autumn when your fences fall over and you've got to quickly lash the fences together. Just thinking. So yeah, knots is very important in our day-to-day life. Ian saying fire lighting and campfire skills with safety, air quality in Canada, US due to oh yeah. I've been hearing all about those nasty fires in Canada and hitting America. First aid really important. I'll be swapping it. It's got to be done. It's got to be done, Alison. So there we are. They're my top 3. Any more? Wrong person. I'm just typing back to my daughter and I've just texted one of the doctors a very random question. But hey, never mind. Let's see what else everyone is saying. We did a camp. It's a knockout. Oh, I love it. That's a really cool one. It's a knockout. 1 year, a family camp and a group. Really good fun. It's a knockout. Do you remember that back? Was that the 80s? Back here, I remember watching that. It's a knockout. Oh yeah, maybe that TV presenter we're not allowed to mention anymore. Just realized. Whoops. Top 3. Top 3 instant hike, map reading, camping. Awesome. Love it. Okay. Any more? Top 3s? No? Well, guys, that is it. It's now just coming up to 7:10. I've got to go and make a brew before we start scouting. But yeah, it's great. So vlog tonight. Actually, we've got another one. Use random ingredients. They're not usually combined in cooking. They create a dish. Survival like Ready Steady Cook, where you get random tins that aren't labeled, and they've got to create something like that. I'm just flying back to work. Apologies. Apologizing to the doctor who been writing about someone else. Yes, forgot what I was about to say. Vlogs. So what makes a really good young leader? What would we like as a scout leader? That'll be doing that one. And I've also got this one. I've got some notes in here. This one here about should leaders pay to go to scout camp? That's another new vlog. Enjoy the sunshine. Be safe in the sun and on the water. I'm not going on the water. How do you know I'm going on the water? Unless I'm going a little. Oh, actually, saying that I was on the water last weekend. We were on some pedalos. There was a pedalo on the local lake where I live in Ealing. So we took the kids out on the pedal boats. There you go. Little fun fact. That's not far from Osterley. So, guys, have a great week. Whatever you're doing, stay safe. Enjoy the sunshine. Mauritius, please message me. I'd love some scout badges for Mauritius. And I'll see you next time here on Big Man in the Woods. I'm trying to find the video. Have a good one. Bye.